Attention passionate LAS, Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news now. If you're a Raiders fan, you know how much this team means to us. We've been through thick and thin, celebrated some incredible moments, and endured some tough ones too. But what's really got everyone talking right now is the state of the Raiders' defense, especially along the defensive line. It's no secret that the Raiders have been eager to bolster their front, to create that formidable wall that can disrupt even the best defenses in the league. And the latest news surrounding the team's defensive tackle situation reveals just how critical this phase of the offseason is. As we all saw last season, the Raiders' defensive line was a mixed bag. While they showed flashes of potential, consistency was a major issue. One player who was expected to be a key piece of that puzzle was Christian Wilkins, brought in with high hopes after a solid career with the Miami Dolphins. But things haven't exactly gone as planned. Wilkins, who was supposed to be a cornerstone in the middle of that defensive line, has faced significant setbacks. After just 5 games in his first season with the Raiders, he's still wearing a walking boot. That's right, after what was supposed to be a fresh start, Wilkins is dealing with injuries that have kept him sidelined during OTAs and mandatory minicamp. And as many of you know, that's a big concern for any team trying to build cohesion and strength ahead of the regular season. Now, this situation with Wilkins raises some important questions for the Raiders. Can he recover in time? Will he be ready for the start of the season? And if not, who can step in to fill that void? That's where the latest whispers and rumors come into play. The Raiders are apparently considering bringing in an experienced and familiar face, Quinton Jefferson. For those of you who follow the league closely, you know Jefferson well. He's a seasoned veteran, having played 9 NFL seasons with a variety of teams, including notable stints with the Seattle Seahawks, Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns, and a brief time with the New York Jets. His versatility and pass-rushing ability make him an intriguing option for the Raiders, especially if Wilkins isn't able to contribute early on. Jefferson's connection to the Raiders isn't just coincidence. He was drafted by the Seahawks back in 2016 in the 5th round by then-coach Pete Carroll. That's a key detail because it means Jefferson is familiar with the coaching staff, the system, and the culture of the Raiders organization. He played his first 4 seasons in Seattle, then returned for a brief stint in 2022, reuniting with Carroll. His experience in the league is vast, and he's proven himself as a reliable rotational player and a capable pass rusher. In 2021, he played 17 games for the Raiders and registered 4.5 sacks, making a significant impact on the field. That year, Jefferson had a career-high 47 tackles, and even in the postseason, he showcased his talent with 2 games for the Bills. His ability to rush the passer and clog running lanes makes him a valuable candidate for a team looking to shore up its interior defensive line. But what makes Jefferson particularly appealing as a potential signing for the Raiders is his history with coach Pete Carroll. The familiarity and trust are there, and it's clear that Jefferson has the skills to contribute immediately, especially in a rotational role. Brad Berriman, writing for Just Blog Baby, highlighted Jefferson's fit as a natural replacement if Wilkins isn't ready. Jefferson has recently played 254 snaps last season, splitting his time between Cleveland and Buffalo, but his resume includes a 6-sack season with the Jets in 2023. That kind of production, even if not consistent every year, shows that Jefferson can still get to the quarterback when given the opportunity. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Raiders' defensive front is a critical component of their overall strategy. Last season, their pass rush and run-stopping ability were inconsistent, and that's something they're actively trying to improve. Bringing in a veteran like Jefferson could provide stability and leadership along that line, especially for the younger players who are still developing. It's also worth mentioning that the Raiders have some other options in free agency. Names like Linval Joseph and Austin Johnson have been mentioned as potential additions to the defensive line, especially if Wilkins continues to be sidelined. Joseph, who will turn 37 in October, was effective in a part-time role with the Dallas Cowboys last year, recording 2 sacks and a forced fumble. Despite his age, he still has something to offer, especially in a situational role. Johnson, on the other hand, has ties to the Raiders' defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. Johnson played under Graham with the New York Giants in 2020 and 2021, and his familiarity with Graham's system could make him an attractive option. His experience and veteran presence would be particularly useful if the Raiders need a temporary fix while Wilkins recovers, or if they want to add depth before the season kicks off. But it's not just about filling a gap, it's about making a statement. The Raiders have been quietly rebuilding their roster to become more competitive, and adding a player like Jefferson or Joseph would send a message that they're serious about contending this year. The AFC West is stacked, with the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos all improving, so the Raiders can't afford to fall behind. They need that interior push, that disruptive force up front, to be able to compete at the highest level. And with the recent developments, it's clear that the team is exploring all avenues to solidify that line. Now, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. The Raiders have always been a team with a proud history, marked by legendary players, iconic moments, and a passionate fan base that's known for its loyalty and energy. From the days of Al Davis to the recent seasons, the Raiders have cultivated an identity rooted in resilience, toughness, and a never-say-die attitude. This offseason, the team is trying to recapture that spirit by making strategic moves, whether it's drafting young talent, signing experienced veterans, or reshaping their defensive schemes. The addition of a veteran like Jefferson or Joseph would fit perfectly into that narrative, a team that's building with purpose, aiming for that elusive Super Bowl title. And speaking of Super Bowls, the Raiders haven't won a championship since their storied 1983 season, but the hunger is still there. The franchise is always looking for ways to get back to the top, and the defense is a crucial piece of that puzzle. A strong defensive line can change games, control the clock, and give their offense more opportunities to score. The Raiders have invested in their offensive weapons, with Davante Adams, Josh Jacobs, and Jimmy Garoppolo leading the charge. But to truly contend, they need that defensive backbone to complement their offensive firepower. As we get closer to training camp, all eyes will be on how the Raiders' roster shapes up. Will they sign Jefferson or one of the other free agents? Will Wilkins be ready in time? And how will the young players step up and develop? These are the questions fans are asking, and the answers will determine just how far this team can go in 2024. The AFC West remains one of the most competitive divisions in the league, with each team making moves to improve and outdo the others. But the Raiders have that unique blend of history, talent, and potential that could see them rise once again. It's an exciting time to be a Raiders fan. The offseason has been filled with rumors, strategic signings, and a lot of hope for a successful season ahead. The defensive line, in particular, is a focal point, and the possibility of adding a veteran like Quinton Jefferson or Linval Joseph has fans buzzing. It's all about building that balance, offense, defense, special teams, to make that final push into the playoffs and beyond. Remember, the NFL is a league of inches, and sometimes a single addition can change the entire course of a season. That's what makes this moment so intriguing for us Raiders supporters. We're watching closely, hoping that these moves will lead us back to the promised land. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Raiders organization. Do you think Jefferson is the right fit? Or maybe you're excited about other free agents being added? Whatever your thoughts, share them, because this community is all about the passion and love we have for our team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Las Vegas Raiders news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see how this season unfolds. Let's keep that Raiders spirit alive and roaring, because the best is yet to come.